Ready?
I'm talking.
Hello.
Hello.
We are.
Then try talking here.
Face to face.
No, you try speaking. moving.
Amazing. Wow.
No, it's supposed to split.
Hi.
Yeah, it's supposed to split into two windows. So I'm going to request for someone to take videos with my tablet. I need one volunteer to take videos here from this group, and then one volunteer to take videos here from this group.
The presentation.
Yeah, just take a video of the reporters because this one will not reach that far. Yeah, you'll be presenting here, right? So let's start with these two groups. All right, you can go ahead, Clara. Let's. If you can, because I'm going to record this and upload it to Ube.
Wow. Drone. Yeah. Hello. Exposure. Hello.
I like her salary.
Listen na guys.
Ladies and gents, meet Clara, a data analyst at High Five Company. Today, as she was expecting, is a typical boring day at work. Typing codes, encoding data, and meeting with the bosses. However, in the afternoon, her boss noticed a few emerging businesses offering similar products as theirs. Thus, she was asked to map out competitor information within their city. Market positioning, pricing strategies, digital presence, everything mattered. After all, these details would shape the company's next strategic move. So instead of checking many websites one by one, Clara used a Chrome extension called Data Scraper. With just a few clicks, it collected business names, locations, customer reviews, and social media links. All the information was saved in one downloadable Excel file. To support her findings with credible research, Clara accessed Open Analytics, a platform that gives students and professionals access to peer-reviewed journals, academic databases, and business publications. With both raw data and reliable references in hand, Clara turned to AI tools to make sense of everything. She used ChatGPT to interpret patterns and extract strategic insights from the competitor data. Her prompt was focused and analytical. Her prompt was analyze these competitor data and identify potential strengths, weaknesses, and strategic gaps using Porter's 5 Forces framework. Within seconds, she had a clear structured breakdown, something that looked straight out of classroom case study discussion. To double-check and strengthen her analysis, Clara then opened Perplexity AI. She asked, What are the current competitive trends affecting retail businesses in urban areas? So instead of scattered search results, the tool provided concise, up-to-date summaries supported by sources, perfect for validating trends and grounding strategic decisions in real-world evidence. With her analysis underway, Clara turned to business news and academic journals to add context and credibility. She regularly read Harvard Business Review for insights on leadership, innovation, and competitive strategy. Check BBC Business to stay updated on global market and economic shifts, and access JS4 for peer-reviewed studies that connected real-world cases to strategic management theories. These sources help her understand not just what companies were doing, but why strategies worked or failed. Later, Clara switched to a more relaxed way of learning. The Business Podcast shows like the Diary of the CEO, How I Built This, and Masters of Scale exposed her to real stories of leadership, growth, and strategic decision making. Even outside the classroom or office, Clara continued sharpening her strategic mindset, proving that valuable strategy lessons can be found anywhere. After work, Clara relaxed at home and watched a business documentary. It explored the stories of IKEA, Tupperware, and other once dominant brands that slowly declined due to poor strategic decisions, failure to adopt, and weak leadership. She tuned in to content from platforms like Business Insider, Economics Explained, and similar business-focused channels that break down complex corporate stories into clear strategic lessons. As she watched, concepts from her workday echoed in her mind: strategic fit, competitive advantage, and the cost of ignoring environmental changes. But before heading to bed, Clara scrolled through her phone one last time. On Google Trends, a headline caught her eye. Recent news about companies restructuring their strategies in response to AI, digital disruption, and changing consumer behavior. Some firms were pivoting successfully, others were struggling to keep up. And looking back, Clara realized she had so many tools guiding her along the way. The group extension for efficient data gathering, open access for credible academic access, AI tools for analysis and insights, business news and journals for context, podcasts and documentaries for real-world lessons, and Google Trends for tracking what was gaining momentum. That's when Clara understood that strategic management is about using the right information at the right time to make the right decisions. She smiled to herself. Wow. Strategic management wasn't just a university course or a work responsibility. It was happening everywhere in real time. And with the right tools, smart searching techniques, and critical thinking, finding useful information online wasn't overwhelming at all. It was, in fact, a strategic advantage. And with every smart search and strategic scroll, Clara clicks her way from information to insight, proving that in today's world, the right click can shape the right strategy. That is all. Thank you.
Okay, let's have this group next.
Okay, voucher.
Guys, let's clap our hands.
So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So, hi everyone. As you all know me, my name is Joanna, or otherwise known as Juana. So, I own a small clothing business where I sell thrifted and brand new clothing online. I started this way back in high school, and looking back, I realized something. Today, I want to share how I learned to find useful strategic management insights online for free without relying on basic search tricks that most of us already know. So the problem is that when I started, I felt completely overwhelmed. So the problem here was that I was merely a student and I honestly had no means. One, I had limited resources. Two, no marketing budget. And three, honestly, no clear strategy. So I kept asking myself, where do I even begin? How do I even start? How do I even compete? So how do I compete with big clothing brands and even local ones when I don't even have money for ads or other resources? So this is when I discovered Meta Ad Library. You can just Google it right now and you can already see Meta Ad Library. So we see ads everywhere. And every time we open our social medias, we always see ads. But then again, Meta Ad Library surprised me. Why it surprised me? Because it's free. Two, it's publicly accessible. And three, it doesn't require any login. So it allows me to see active Facebook and Instagram ads from real brands. Instead of guessing what works, I can actually observe real strategies through Meta Ad Library. So step one, can we read the title?
Set the filter.
So the first thing that I did was set my filters. So we need to set filters to filter out what we actually need at that are related to our specific business. So first, I choose a country, of course, the Philippines. Keywords like clothing, fashion, streetwear, and sale. In categories, all ads, and platforms, all platforms, and the ad status, active ads. So we can see these ads real time. And date range, recent ads. So filtering has helped me focus only on what's relevant to my market and my industry. Step two, read the title.
Find specific competitors.
So next, I looked at specific competitors who are competing in the same industry as me. So I kept the same filters, but then I changed the keywords to names like Bench, Uniqlo, Nike, Shein, etc., and other local brands. So this has helped me understand who is actively competing in the market and how crowded the industry really is. Next, step three, read the title.
Observe strategies.
So after that, I carefully observed their strategies. So I paid attention to the ad copy, the visual layout, the visual style, the lifestyle it is trying to portray in their ads, and whether they highlighted pricing or discounts or other strategies. So by doing this, by benchmarking on this, I learned how brands position themselves and communicate their value to their customers, in which I can also learn from. Step four, read the title.
Learn before acting.
So before investing my own money in other resources, I focused on, of course, learning first. So using the same target market and active ads, I then searched for free webinars, free courses, and free trainings. This gave me access to a lot of free learning opportunities that have helped me improve my decisions before taking any risks. Because with these webinars, you were able to learn something, concrete knowledge.
True.
Step 5, read the title.
Apply strategically.
So finally, once I earned and gathered enough insights, I started applying these insights strategically. I combined one, what I learned from the competitor ads, and two, the insights that I've gained through the free webinars that I've seen in the ads. So this helped me reduce guesswork and make smarter strategic decisions. And because of this, I was able to build a sustainable competitive advantage. Repeat after me.
Sustainable competitive advantage.
So not through money, but through strategic strategy. So why does this matter in strategic management? This matters because it shows how strategic management can be applied even with limited resources. By using free ad tools like Meta Ad Library, repeat after me.
Meta Ad Library.
I was able to conduct one, external analysis, and two, understand market trends and competitor behavior without spending a single penny. So it also helped me gather competitive intelligence by observing real, active strategies instead of relying on mere assumptions, because it's already laid out there. These insights, supported by strategy formulation, have allowed me to make informed decisions and reduce trial and error. Overall, this just proves that strategic thinking is not limited to these large, big companies. Even small businesses like The Closet by Wana can build a competitive advantage by using accessible information that is already there online and applying it strategically. So this approach is not only limited to business owners. So as students in Management 190, we can also use this tool, Meta and Library, to access free courses, webinars, learning resources, and trainings with just a simple tick, 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 click of a finger. So by using this appropriate filters, relevant and valuable insights and information will just naturally flow through your timeline. So who would expect that something as simple as ads, something that we see and just scroll through, can actually benefit us? It can actually be a learning resource. So this shows that strategic insights can come from places that we often overlook. So as long as we know where to look and how to analyze them, this can be hashtag a useful hack. Thank you very much.
Okay, you can park here.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. Good morning everyone. Ako na po siya balik, everyone. So, we have here something that would help me discover our trauma cheat sheet. This is Team Europe, and we are taking you to the Louvre Museum to showcase our trauma cheat sheet. So, where's the other groups? So, you guys would choose three representatives only. Three reps per group. Raise your hand, right hand. Faster, 3, 2, 1, 2, faster. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Other group. Only. And then here's the
Match.
yeah. Okay, the last team. Here, guys. So I want you to stand on your feet, and I have here 4 categories. But as you notice, tuloy na inyong ibangitan. So there's a category here that is already filled. Not my problem, your problem. So, magpanahay mo kayo na og pilit. Okay. On 3, ha? Guys, you pilit it. You pilit it vertically under the guys, relax. You, secret. Ipilit ninyo vertically under the categories. So, on 3, ha? On 3. 3. Oo, kailangan ninyo personal ba kayo ang dito? Okay, as we take you to our museum, we will unlock or we will learn whether these things that you raised are correct or incorrect. Where do you want to start? No, we start with my intro. In strategic management, the hardest part is not making frameworks like the SWOT or the PASO analysis. The hardest part is finding information that actually matters, not those blogs, those SEO summaries, but the real data. So we start with the financial corporate secrets. What's your secret? Okay, secret edition. So the financial, let me scroll through my script first. So in strategic management, receipt is very important. So what do you think is this first one? I'll give you the definition. It reads, we compare what companies promised before versus now. If they remove sustainability goals, that's a strategic failure you can point out. So the clue there is promised before versus now. These are your logos. What do you think is? Oh my God, Kirill, you're a very smart student. Clap your hands for Kirill, please. It is indeed Wayback Machine. May nasa nakas ang Wayback Machine, ha? Wayback Machine. You're so smart, Kirill. Clap your hands for Kirill. Very good. Next, instead of guessing profit margins, we use industry averages from an NYU professor who gives Wall Street level data for free. Take a guess. What do you think it is? No guess. It is Damodaran Online. You would never guess. Bisa gawad din ako siya mag-guess. Sa'yo. Tadaan! Damodaran Online Data. Last. This reveals who actually owns the company and their subsidiaries. Very useful for fiscal and legal analysis. Yes.
Open corporate.
Right? Ko ayaw mo ay.
Nasa ubos.
Nalabo na niya. Very attentive students kayo mo. What category do you want next?
Assistants.
Siguro yan siya daw student. Kaya siya mo siguro. Research assistants. Okay, so the hack for financial and corporate secrets is that it helps you find open database for companies. Next is our research assistants. So here, the first clue, definition. Unlike normal chatbots, these only answers using real research papers.
Boring.
Oh my God, kinsa to? Si Shana ba to?
Shana.
I believe it's BH for boring. Yes. Clap your hands for Shana, guys. Next, this is our first stop instead of Google because it summarizes live sources and cites them. Take a guess. Well, I'm a guess. The answer is Perplexity. Can anybody know where is Perplexity logo? Because I don't know. Dara, see Perplexity. Okay, one last. Very familiar. We don't ask it to write, we ask it to critique. Like a hero attacking our SWAT. Guys, dito siya gumuto nga, di kong yun yung matag na. ChatGPT and Gemini. So you guess which one is our last category. So our hack for research assistant is that these AI tools, Volume, Perplexity, ChatGPT, and Gemini, are used for immediate responses or to check on the flow of your analysis. They don't make your papers, guys. They help you make your papers. So what do you think is the last category? What do you think is the last category? Trends and marketing. Okay, so for trends and marketing, you already have the definition here. You have to take a guess. First is it shows you the exact hashtags and song trending. What do you think it is? It's
TikTok.
correct. It's TikTok. So TikTok shows what Gen Z, especially if Gen Z is your target market, actually cares about right now and is very useful for marketing strategies. Next is it shows every article ad and their competitors are paying on FB and Instagram. What is this? This has been reported by Closet the closest by Wana. It's the Meta Ad Library. And lastly is, this is where customers complain honestly. Perfect for identifying weaknesses and threats. This one is correct. Reddit. TikTok Creative Center, Meta Ad Library, and lastly, Reddit. And for our bonus category is the Google Docs. So, the first one is, this is our hack. File colon PDF. This keeps all SEO articles and goes straight to the upload folders where you find the annual reports, white papers, and contracts. It skips those articles that are search engine optimated, those mga ads and everything. It goes straight to the PDF. Next is a technical problem on the loop. Okay, site colon edu. You will find free lecture notes and uploaded case studies online. And lastly is the file type colon XLSX. You can often find raw data sets and financial models that others have already built. And to conclude everything, strategic management is not about having the best framework. It's about having a better information. These tools help you think deeper, argue stronger, and propose strategies that feels real, not just hypothetical. So this is our Strama cheat sheet from Team Euro. Thank you,
I'm John. I'm a Management 190 student and I want a flat 1 grade. Please repeat after me. I want a flat 1 grade. But for me to do that, I have 3 major projects to do in strategic management. Number 1 is the business wars. Number 2 is the case analysis. And number 3 is the company strategy study. So, for us to have a above average output for all these 3, we obviously need tools that are far beyond our imaginative ideas or our imaginative minds. And knowing them feels illegal in the first place. That's why the secret is to get low cost, free, and highly specialized internet tools that feels illegal to know, as I said a while ago. Here in Fantastic 5, we have 5 categories to show to you as to which of these tools are going to be helpful for you. And to start our strategic treasure hunt, I'd like to ask Sir Yu to please pick a number between 1 to 10.
0.
Alright, 0. So can you please put that balloon to Miss Torres? Alright. Miss Torres, I'd like you to please pop that balloon for me. Please don't be shy. Okay, take your time. Oh, I can make a balloon. Can you please tell me what's in the balloon?
Competitive intelligence and external analysis.
Perfect. This is the first thing, the first of the 5 categories. You can read that. That's competitive intelligence and external analysis. Under this, there are 4 tools that we can share to you very proudly. The first is SimilarWeb. We'll use this often to quantify the quote-unquote intensity of rivalry by mapping digital market shares and buyer engagement, providing a clear picture of the competitive landscape of our industry audits when we're going through our case studies or our company analysis. Second is the visual tape, and this tool monitors real-time shifts in a rival company, pricing or hiring. You can use this in the business wars, allowing us to identify their strategic intent and internal capabilities long before they hit the news. Number 3 is open corporates. Open corporates. For the legal branch of peso analysis, which we'll obviously do, this can help us untangle complex corporate structures and subsidiaries to understand a firm's true corporate level strategy. And finally is the PSE, which all of you have already accessed once in your life. So what this does is helps you in your financial analysis or your DuPont methods, because the PSE provides official disclosures needed to prove if a company strategy, Philippine companies, is actually creating a competitive advantage. By using these tools, we are performing professional-grade strategic audits, and these resources ensure that our final recommendations are grounded in data-driven realities. Because of this, we will get a flat 1 grade. Repeat after me. We will get a flat 1 grade. Thank you so much. Now next to the other balloon, I want Ms. Stars to pick a number between 1 to 10.
9.
Please move the balloon 9 times. In a count of 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please pop the balloon for me. Okay, please read what's in the balloon.
Gorilla tips.
Gorilla tips. Whoa. Yeah. So gorilla tips. What are gorilla tips in the first place? So this is where we become unique, right? Because we offer non-traditional techniques that you don't really hear of in an everyday case-to-case basis. So the first gorilla tip that we want to give you is the investor relations hack. Well, you can see that very clearly. But if not, then what this means is that this provides direct access to the value proposition and the mission and vision statements that your chosen company currently prioritizes in the company analysis. Second is the SEC Edgar search. This is the website. Right? So this specifically helps you identify the internal issues and risk factors needed for a professional grade SWOT analysis that we will perform soon. Number 3 is podcast mining. So what this means is that you want to capture the strategic intent behind the recent leadership moves in the market or in your chosen industry, which are not yet reflected in standard textbooks or in news cycles. So if you want to be the smartest in the room, then finding podcasts is a good idea. And finally is sense.org, which helps you, this is like a website again, which helps you anticipate future key success factors and patterns by revealing the specific technologies that your competitors versus your company are currently developing. Because of this, you will get a flat 1 grade. Repeat after me. We will get a flat 1 grade. Another balloon, please. So, pick a number between 1 to 10.
6.
6. Move it around 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Miss Natasha, please pop the balloon for me. And what does it say?
Industry data and macro trends.
Industry data and macro trends. Alright. Sorry. Right. So industry data and macro trends. Yes. So in strategic management, it isn't just about your intuitive idea. Rather, it's about empirical evidence. To truly nail the opportunities and threats sections in our SWOT or PESTEL analysis, we need hard numbers to validate our claims. Because who doesn't want numbers? First on the list is Data Reportal. It provides worldwide massive reports on digital consumer habits, which is essential for analyzing technological driving forces in the global markets. You can check that later. Second is the UN Comrade database, Contrade database. It gives you free access to official international trade statistics. Believe me, this is very good. I just used this like an hour ago. This helps us understand the flow of goods and the global competitive landscape of your chosen industry. Number 3 is actually 2 of them, which is the Federal Reserve Economic Data and the World Bank Open Data. These 2 are the ultimate sources for the economic and political factors in your PESTEL analysis because you can find data on GDP and inflation to employment and development indicators to see if an industry outlook is truly active in an international level. Speaking of national though, we have the other 2, which is the PSA and the BPI. So this is closer to home, and these sites help us on local market sizing and industry roadmaps. And they also provide specific data on things like MSMEs or grounded strategies that are currently happening in the country. Because of this, we will get a flat 1 grade. Repeat after me. We will get a flat 1 grade. And finally, we have 2 more.
Pop the balloon.
Pop the balloon again. Just wait. Ooh. Can you see that for me? Podcast. So you might ask, is that even a strategy? Is that even useful in the first place? I would say yes, because if you're going to the gym or just walking by at campus, at the very least, you can listen to something that will help you ensure use discussions and outputs. So the first thing that we want to suggest is the Business Wars podcast, because this directly prepares you for the group debates later on by providing case studies on real-life offensive and defensive strategies. Second is the strategy skills podcast again. This teaches the high-level consulting techniques needed to formulate the strategic recommendations that we need later on in our outputs. Number 3 is everyone's favorite, TED Talks. Sorry if you heard that. This offers expert perspectives on the corporate culture and visionary leadership in the market. And finally is McKinsey and Company, which provides white papers on digital integration and global strategy. Because of this, we will get a flat 1 grade. Repeat after me. We will get a flat 1 grade. And finally, Mr. Rin, please pop the balloon for me.
Play.
Then,
Sorry, Mark Prof. Sorry, Mark Prof. AI strategies.
AI strategies, or so strategies toolkits. So everyone loves AI already, but we need automation when we synthesize data. And aside from the ChatGPT that we know of, there are more specialized AI tools that we can help you with. Number 1 is Perplexity AI, which was already mentioned a while ago. So let's skip. Number 2, let's go on Consensus. Consensus here. So this is a research-specific AI search engine to find answers in peer-reviewed research. The next is Cloud.ai, because it can generate diagrams and code-based visuals. Again, generate diagrams and code-based visuals, which will be useful for your presentations soon. And lastly is Google Gemini. This tool is a high-level analysis type of tool and is best for brainstorming ideas and future scenarios with the data that we can feed it with. Because of this, we will get a flat 1 grade. Repeat after me. We will get a flat 1 grade. Thank you so much.
You were here.
Yes, sir.
158.
Oh my goodness. Did they bring it? They're not a soldier, but I'm so sorry.
Okay, guys, you can take off the visual aids now.
Para nila sila natin na television niya ako. Okay, where's the, is it
pink scotch tape, pink gaffer tape. What's it? Yellow gaffer tape. Okay, so you have shown me, so let me show you mine. Data gathering. But before that, please evaluate the other groups of this form over here. You can do it in your time. Okay, SPY.PO/find stuff. Please have that in by the end. Just a little. So once again, please evaluate the other groups, not your group, but the other groups of this form. It is said that only 4% possible field comes with N. Do you agree? What is this 96%?
The dark room.
Dark. 6% is dark. Or is it the deep? I heard deep. Is it dark? Actually, it is deep. What do you mean by deep? Deep web means it's still available, but the data is not easily accessible because you need to have credentials. For example, each of you has Amy's account where you can access your grades. Can I access your grades? No, because I don't have your password, right? So this means that the AMIS is still available online, but it's part of the deep web. So the information that you can get will include academic information, medical records, like if you have a lab test, they will have your medical results. Legal records, scientific reports, conference proceedings, company intranet. So you join a company after you graduate. Your company will likely have an internal website with a knowledge base where you can actually refer for references. Therefore, that intranet is not accessible to outsiders. As well as non-text pages, because if I search on Google or Bing, I use text. But if the material is in a video, a YouTube or a TikTok video, Facebook video, or it's in a podcast, which is an audio podcast, then if it is not transcribed, then you cannot find it, right? You must listen to it. There exists also a part of the deep web which people cannot even see. And that is what we call the dark web. You can only access the dark web if you have it. How many of you have access to the dark web? Sure? Like, you sure you've never gone to the dark web and said, hey, look, a simple fire. I want you to kill my enemy for $100,000 US. Or you're gonna buy cocaine, hard drugs, which you can, but try not to ship it to your address. That might be a big mistake. But anyway, the dark web is notorious for having a lot of illegal things. And you can only access them with special tools, which I listen here, but I'm not going to recommend anything. Now, this being Strama, there are actually 3 types of data that you need to gather. The first type of data you need to gather is company data, meaning what are the strategy statements, what's the mission vision values, what is the financial performance of this company, what is the operational performance, a bit harder to get, and then what are the human resources, like how does this company treat its employees, because that's where you get insight of culture. Remember, we are outsider, we're not insiders. So we don't know the company culture, we get way infer. The second type of data we're looking for is industry level data. So meaning, who are the competitors? What are the industry ratios? Because you know the performance of your company. But if you don't have anything to compare it to, then your ratio is not very useful. Like, let's say your company has a current ratio of 0.8. Is that good or bad? It depends, right? It depends on what the industry ratio is supposed to be. If the industry ratio is 0.5, then you are more liquid. If it's supposed to be 1.2, then you are, in fact, illiquid. Also, you might want to know what is the industry outlook. Like, how is this industry going to evolve? How is it going to grow? What is the predicted sales for this industry? Finally, we also look for country-level information. So, mainly the economic indicators as well as the political and geographic data, because this is part of our risk analysis, right? Political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, legal, and ecological or environmental. So, of all of these data, which one do you think you can easily find using UP Library? Yeah, UP Cebu Library. I mean, economic, you don't need UP Cebu Library. Which one does the UP Cebu Library provide to you?
Industry.
Industry. Okay, which one do you think? Which type? Which is the name of this course?
Statista.
Okay, very good. So we access our digital resources through open fonts, which means you log into your ID. And for me, I find Statista as the most useful font. Why? Because it has industry level data and global market level data. It does not have company level data. Statista does have company level information, but UP does not subscribe. So, here's an example of the Philippine data. This is smartphone market in the Philippines. Useful if you are studying smartphone market in the Philippines. Can you give me a guess? Who do you think are the biggest players? Samsung. We're talking about market share in terms of number of units. Are you sure it's Samsung? Oppo, Realme, so you're not sure about Samsung?
Apple.
Now we're talking about the leader, market leader. Well, the leader is of these. Yeah.
No, you're
What are their brands?
Techno, iPad.
So do you believe it? So it's not Samsung. Samsung is not even in the top 5. But in 2025, I think there's a different story here. This is market share, meaning by value. It's Vivo, Oppo, Realme, and only then there's Samsung. Samsung's number 4. So, you call Samsung's number 1, but that's because it's high end. But you talk about the volume, Samsung is not the it's not really the leader, right? Even Xiaomi is not the leader. And Apple is definitely not the leader. So if you believe it, we show you that it is 97%.
Yeah.
Very small. And then these are the carriers. If I were to ask you, what is the number 1 app in the Philippines? Facebook include games.
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush, Mobile Legends. The answer is Mobile Legends, bang. Facebook is not in the top 5. This is based on revenue, meaning who pays. Does this sound correct to you? I don't know. The older generation, I have no idea what micro, don't know what drama box. I don't know what So you are correct that by number of downloads it's Facebook, followed by and Messenger, and I don't know what's Max. I don't know what Facebook, but I know what the rest is.
What? In fairness?
In fairness, Telegram.
So yeah. So you know, if you are researching this type of industry, then Statista is quite useful for you, right? It can give you a lot of insights. Our point seems to have branched, so in a moment, I think that'll be it.
Laptop for computer. Going back to my
Quite good. Okay, so continue. To continue, here's how to local for cosmetics. So if you were doing like, you know, you're studying L'Oreal, you're studying cosmetics, no idea, then you would be looking at stuff. Just between that is number of factors, then these are the segments in this industry. Most of you are not taking on that before. No, you're not, so this is irrelevant. But if you are, you know, doing a strong report of these, you know, companies, then this probably will help you because now you have revenue share. Number one, followed by Unilever, Estee Lauder, Gamble, LVMH. I think someone studying LVMH as a rival. I don't remember who. And then Chanel. I have no idea what the rest is. So, let's go. Emerald signed to direct Taylor Francis. You probably accessed that in 199, right? Probably when you were looking for research papers. You probably also looked at ResearchGate, you probably looked at academia.edu, you probably looked at other things. But probably the most effective way to get, you know, academic paper is to email the author. You say, dear author, I am a student, I would like to have access to your research paper. 9 out of 10, they'll send it to you. Why? Because you might cite. Citation is money in academic. So, anyway, we used to have access to MarketLine industry profile, but unfortunately, we don't have a subscription anymore to Business Source Premier. We only have academic search open. And in my experience, I hate using the search engine in EBSCO. I don't know if you have tried using EBSCO. No, really, you're 40 years. You should. But anyway, it sucks. But with that said, there is some news, and that news is we actually have a free trial for Business Source Ultimate until February 27th, meaning end of this month. Right? So you need to go here, research.ebsco.com, and then this particular address, log in using your UP mail. And then you search. Unfortunately, the search sucks. search sounds false, but and again, you need to know what to search for. What can you find here? Here are the 5 types of things that I find these. Okay, let me show you how a country report works. So this is a country report. S&P Global. So you need to look for country report, or you need to look for S&P Global. And then here it's talking about impeachment case against Duterte, impeachment of Sarah. And here GDP is talking about the risk of the Philippines. It's talking about key economic indicators. And then there's actually analysis of the government stability. So actually this is quite helpful. I don't know how many pages this is, but there are many pages. Now here is an example of an industry profile, my industry profile. Let me show you why I really use this. This is for apparel retail in the Philippines. So first, you're given market values, market definition, market analysis, market values, category segmentation, men, women, and children, and then by geography, how important are we? Market distribution, market outlook, and then there's a 5 forces analysis. For each of the 5 forces, they actually have several drivers. So this one is for bargaining power of the customer. This one is for the bargaining power of the supplier. This one is for new entrants. This one is for substitutes. And then this one is for rivalry, meaning they really supported the 5 forces. And then, talking about the competitive landscape, you have fast detailing, you have SM, you have Robinsons, and you have H&M. After that, you are given some information about fast detailing, such as key financial information here, key employees here, and then this is for 750. I've been scrolling for a minute. So Robinsons, H&M, then macroeconomic indicators, and then we are. So there's quite a lot of information here. Now let's look at the company profile. So this is their profile for Pinetras Navigation. Again, you need to search for market value. So this is the key overview, business description, history. The key employees, biography of these employees, well, not really biography, but as the job description. And then major products, top competitors. And then this is the company view. What does this mean? In the company annual report, usually the first part of the report is management discussion. And this is what the company thinks about it. This is something that you might want to look at. Allocation subsidiary and sector capsule is basically an industry profile summary of the companies operating in that specific sector. For example, juice in the Philippines. Let me ask you, who is number 1? Juice in the Philippines. Del Monte? The company Nestle. This actually says Del Monte, followed by Nestle, followed by Pepsi, and then Coca-Cola. Pepsi sells juice. Gatorade. Gatorade, but they have Tropicana. They have juice. Coke also has their juice. Of course, this is not soft drinks. This is juice. So that's why they're not number 1. Then these are the brands. I don't know if you know all of them.
Massive. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Merci.
Merci beaucoup. Ocean spray, how many of these do you know? I have no idea what China is. So, this is quite useful, even though it's not that much, but it's quite useful to know who are the top players in the specific sector, right? As well as the sales. This is the volume in millions of liters. Finally, we have the SWOT analysis. So this is the SWOT analysis of Jollibee. So it would just be a simple matter of the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is historical to them. Also, industry level publication, meaning the industry has their own publication. They have an industry group making their publication. Again, the search engine sucks. You have to search for it. My advice to you, download everything now, because we have a free unlimited trial. So, after January 27, we may not subscribe, or if we subscribe to it, we may not have unlimited access. So, what you recommend, you have to finalize your company soon, and then you have to download everything that you can. Also, if you guys, anyone here joining the Mars CFA, you will have access to Refinitiv. Bloomberg. So, see what you can do in order to also download everything. Bloomberg Terminal costs about $1 billion a year. And you are being given free access from people. So it's quite helpful, right? Because you get to see what the finance professionals are using. We used to have Refinitiv access via CFA Research Challenge, but we did not get an invitation this year. The reason for that is 3 years ago, we joined, and then the student group just dropped. So because of that, UPC group has been blacklisted. We are still blacklisted. I do not know when we will not be blacklisted, and I'm not going to ask them because it was very embarrassing. So, that's just to say that please do not drop out of the CFP. Alright, so again, this is a time limited offer. You should take advantage now. So, going to company level data. If the company is publicly listed, go to the corporate website and look for investor relations. Majority of the companies will have quarterly results, PDF of their reports, and you may be able to download their useful transcripts. However, take note that you should not trust everything they say, because they will, of course, tell you good things. Give me an example of a company, and we will see if we can find it.
Fidel one.
So the thing about this is that this is customer facing, right? But for most companies out there, you can scroll all the way down and look for investor information, investor relations. But in this case, there is actually here investors up here. Okay. So the prospectus is this keep on changing. I've never been in this, so they would have results which is not related. This is the prospectus for the people. I do not like the navigation just changes. I'll give you another number. It's out.
Kapag ito nga bus dyan.
Okay. So this one is customer facing. Go the way down. See if I can find something that says message. Is there one? Yeah, there is. Right. So when you come here. So now you have the quarterly results here. Press release, policy materials, 10K. Financial data, this is the quarterly report, this is the annual report here. Dividend history, green bond reports. You can also get the SEC filings. You can search the DAPO website, you don't have to use the SEC website. Then you can find out about the leadership and governance of the executives here. The values, strategy statements here. Environmental reports, supply chain, blah, blah, blah. So again, just go to the website and then look for investors. It should be there if the company is publicly listed. Investment sites such as Bloomberg, Google Finance, Morningstar, Who.com, and Finance. Finance would also be able to compare financial data for multiple companies in the industry. And then I suggest you also look at the salary comparison websites in order to get a glimpse of the company culture, because usually they will have reviews, and then you can see what people are saying about the companies. Many companies, especially the foreign ones, have also the white program database, which is for traders. For private companies, I don't recommend that you study them. I have been discouraging them in the Facebook group, right? But if you must study them, then you have to go to the website, look for the blog posts, press release, and white papers. Go to the Wikipedia page by visiting all the references. Search the company, look for these articles, and what are the topics that they have filed. Finally, you can look at the salary websites in order to get inside information about how it's like to live. Now for the industry regulation. Some companies operate in industries with active trade associations. So for example, if you are studying the toy business will have Hasbro, Mattel, and Lego, right? So they will have data like this. Now take note that it's not free, but they do have some data. Some is better than none. Right? I mean, this one is just very few, but it's better than having none. So, for example, there's a toy industry, there's a entertainment industry, there's a restaurant industry. There are many industries. You should Google search to see which one has its data. The US government also generates lots of free data, so you can look at the Census Bureau as well as the Small Business Administration. Of course, you can ask ChatGPT for Gemini blog about what it knows about the industry, but a limitations. How many of you have actually tried to use deep query on ChatGPT? Yes? It will take like 10 minutes. Have you tried it? So you can try to see what happens. The U.S. Library of Congress has a guide on how to do industry research for the U.S. MSU's Global Insights gives you a general picture. MarketResearch.com has market research, but again, it's not free, but maybe you can find freebies. Independent research companies like Accenture, Kana, Gartner, Ibis, and PricewaterhouseCoopers might also have check MSDI for insight macroeconomic trends. And industry ratios are actually not that easy to get, but you could probably find some on CSI market ratio. And not a lot. So, for example, you have this type of data. Let's look at financial strength. So, sales per employee, debt to ratio, quick ratio, leverage ratio, it's better than nothing. You can say that this is an industry level information, right? Industry machinery. And then there's also company by company. The US also has the census, and the United Nations has UNIDO. Available data is very limited for top lists, but it's better than nothing yet. The Fortune 500 and the Forbes Global 2000. For market share data, be prepared to search for articles in business magazines such as Bloomberg Business Week, Forbes, Fortune, and Economist, since the data is usually sold for a lot of money by market research. How much? Usually 4 digits. Yeah, for market research. That's how you make money in marketing. World Bank data is probably the only thing you need for country level information. So the premier one is the World Development Indicator. I'm sure you've heard of that, WDI. The second one is WITS Trade Data Visualization. For a full list, you should look at the catalog. So here's what WITS looks like. So here's the network chart, meaning these are the countries that are trading with the United States. And you can actually filter this out. Because you can change this. You can change the variables. So we recommend using this if you're interested in trading. IMF publishes the WEO, World Economic Outlook, which forecasts economic performance for a number of years. If you're looking for GDP per capita forecast until 2035 or something, you probably can go here. The Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis provides a number of time series from a lot of sources. So again, this is US. That's why I really recommend US, because there's more data. Such as the Bureau of Economic Analysis and the Pew Research Center. The Pew Research Center looks like this. They have data sets of the surveys that they do. It's not great, but they have secrets. Other repositories includes OECD Data Explorer, Google Data Commons, Open Data Philippines, and Wolfram Apple. Open data exists, but very slow and it sucks. Now, out of this, what resources might I recommend? I would recommend taking an online course. Many platforms actually have courses that you can audit, which means you can register for free, you can take it for free, you only pay if you want the credential. So this includes companies like Coursera, Udemy, Khan, Dusty, and EX. Udemy has been purchased, will be incorporated into Coursera in the second half of this year. You can also learn a lot from business-related podcasts. These are my recommendations: HBR Ideacast, Planet Business Wars, Business Breakdowns, Acquired, and Masters of Scale. Now, let's look at questionable resources. You can do a special Google search. While an extension training, there was a group that couple of things here. EXT, EF, title of textbook, for the books ISBN, other extensions include ACW, EPUB, and then you can go look at shadow libraries. Used to be before, number one was Genesis. So it's no longer actively maintained, so the one that's most active right now is MSMI. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
And then we have CD. You have to be careful when there's something face.
Suspended.
Well, I'm not sure if SK is allowed to be. Oh, it's not suspended.
King of Rats.
Sorry.
King of Rats.
Emo what?
King, Sir King.
King. Oh,
H.
there. So it's a bit of both. Okay, it's not long. Still there. Now for other papers, the one we used before was ISP. But Sci-Hub has been yet, and they are being behaved. They are not uploading anything after 2020. It's already 2026, which means Sci-Hub is already outdated. What can we do? We can either look at MS Archive, because MS Archive includes the academic papers. We can look at SciNet, but SciNet disappeared. It's a social network, so you have to request there. Or you can also try Reddit, r Tower. And you can also try the Telegram bots. Some group here talk about Telegram, so I'm sure you know what that is. BitTorrent is not allowed in UBC book, so do not even try because both these sites are blocked, but you can probably look for the own section, your own book. So RU Tracker is in Russia, but you can probably get by with Google Translation. Most of the good stuff is actually locked up in private by trackers like my account, I have never seen an invitation. Organism Forum also has a book section if you want to look for it. And then you can make requests. There are numerous PDF sharing sites like PDF, PDF Copy, Prime, or Zero, Lawful. I am sure you have heard of those. I'm also sure that you have uploaded some things in there. Because I searched for like Mary Chavez or so I can find student work there. Finally, although most days are distributed in private entity, things usually leak through Usenet first. If these terms you don't understand these terms, don't worry. These are before your time. These are before my time. They have been eclipsed by BitTorrent, but there are things in the EDK as well as the graphic. A lot of piracy is facilitated in forums such as, I don't know which forums, but if you don't want to, and then they link to file lockers in Google Drive or shared media fire and media. I also recommend JDownloader to get videos from YouTube, but right now YouTube has changed their system, so right now, this instant, you cannot download YouTube videos from JDownloader. And then you can also try r/piracy megathread. And there are subreddits to request /buy textbooks from r/textbook, r/textbooks. Usually around $30 to $50. Any questions? Maybe you might want to help on those logos that you can see. Yes.
ABS, CBN. Number.
I'm looking for over. Yes. There must be ABS CBN that's contributing, but there's no code to it because there's a number in there. Yes.
But
Okay, and then what about
8.
Okay, what about the
Market leader, 11.
Is it the market leader? I think GMA is now bigger. Okay, now you get it. So now let's give you more. Any code word someone wants to help? So the next meeting we have is in the first day. So I'll do that in class. Yeah. The Jollibee logo is hard to.
Yes. Also the Jiggy.
It's so sad that most of you know Jughead from Riverdale instead of Archie.
Archie's coming. The disrespect. Sorry, one.
No problem.